bosses. We are now gonna figure out what the heck is wrong with Bob. It's probably just a little seal after the electric pump. So he was running fine. Didn't sound horrible or anything, but we're losing a bunch of diesel, so it's probably just a little fitting that's off or cracked a little bit. We'll figure it out though.
Alright, so the current situation is that once we turned the vehicle on this morning and let him idle and warm up as we typically do, both of us had a huge whiff of diesel going on. I thought it smelled particularly odoriferous. Come to find out, one of the hoses feeding into the fuel system around the mechanical pump down on the bottom of the engine block has a small crack on it. So while it was having enough pressure to feed the diesel and get him to turn over and crank up, it was shooting off quite a bit to the side. And we are now going to be replacing a small fuel line.
That is the culprit right there. There's a crack right in that rubber hose fitting. Now, funny enough, we changed most of the rubber hoses this summer. We replaced all the seals and the hoses, but this is the one that we did not replace, and we're now wishing that we did.
Yep.
Yep.
What if the older sister doesn't even want it?
Who needs a gym when you got a Ford? Oh yeah. We argue, we fight, we get over it, we work together. We're a good team.
I don't know if she was talking about me or the vehicle, but that's okay.
How about the three of us together?
Now it just became a three-way with she, I, and Bob.
Yep. Bob is usually the cause of any arguments we have. Thanks, Bob. Because Seth and I are not mechanics. And yet, here we have a Ford, fix or repair daily, found on road dead. And we have done so much mechanical work on this, including redoing work that mechanics have done, that we paid them to do. So,
what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to get a hose that's a rubber hose that's the right size for the system onto a metal hose flange that was never supposed to have a rubber hose connected to it. It was supposed to go into another piece of metal and then screwed in. So the metal hose abruptly starts basically with this ring around it, and you're supposed to try to get the rubber hose over that ring and then onto the rest of the metal hose.
And this is part of the what system?
Part of the fuel system.
So this is what are you playing with?
I'm playing with the diesel fuel lines. That's why my fingers are so delightfully blackish. This is after the electrical pump, so you just turn the electrical pump on, you don't even need the key on, and fuel goes up to the engine block?
Fuel filter?
Fuel filter. Thank you. Fuel filter. So even if there is any air intrusion, at least before you even start or turn the engine over, you've got fuel there ready for it using the electric pump. We had a mechanical pump, and that's what we are bypassing right here with the rubber hose to a metal hose. We pulled the metal hose out of the fuel pump and we're connecting a rubber hose straight to that. And that's where our issue is because we haven't just replaced that whole line, metal line. And so now, once we get this on, which is a pain in the ass, then we're gonna go into town to a Napa or O'Reilly's or one of those awesome auto parts stores and hopefully find a brass fitting to connect to this metal hose that will end in a rubber hose connection spot so that it will be easier to connect it. Because we do need to replace this rubber hose. It failed on us. We cut that failed part out. Now we need to put a new one in. We did do all the other ones. This is just the one that we didn't do. So we are going to replace this if we can find the correct end attachment for the metal hose. In the meantime, hey, it went on a little bit more. It worked. Sound effects rule.
Well, that there is mechanics on the side of the dirt road.
Without a four-wheel drive or a side-by-side out here. It's what, 8 miles into town?
Yep.
Yep. I just want this thing to go on all the way. At what point am I allowed to start crying?
You got it on.
I got it on.
You got it on.
I did.
So it's probably on enough for us to put one of those little clamps on and then call it good.
I don't think it's on enough. The clamp isn't going to hold because it's just going to slip over into this void of rubber. So I think we need the rubber on a little bit further.
All right.
More sound effects then. No, that didn't work. Oh, come on.
Mom, are you done yet? Can I do coloring?
Yeah, go for it, honey. You know where the coloring stuff is.
Mommy, are you done yet? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Honey, you're 5. You can go to the bathroom by yourself.
Mommy, can I listen to an audiobook?
No, go find something different to do.